Hello and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt and you are in my basement if you're watching this video right now. The reason we are in my basement is I caught what's been going around and I got sick. So I put some posts up on all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, even here on YouTube. And I asked you guys for questions because I wanted to get some content out there. And also, we hadn't done one of these Q&A videos on the channel in almost a year, like 11 months was the last one. I hadn't realized it'd been that long, but I try to do one of these every now and then so you guys, as the viewers, get a chance to ask me whatever you want. But today, we are going to do it a little bit differently than we have in the past. It's just me. Normally, Tiffany's helping me out, but as I mentioned, I caught what's been going around, and so I am isolating myself down here in the basement, quarantining myself, keeping away from her and all the family. And by the way, I'm doing much better now. For me, it's been like 8 or 9 days. I'm almost in the clear. I still have a little bit of the cough, but hopefully I can keep it together for the video. Doing much better. No one else has gotten sick. And also I received several comments back on the post I put up from you guys asking how I was doing, all that, so I appreciate it. But yeah, I said today things were gonna be different, and so how they're gonna be different since it's just me is I have a couple hats here. Now, I have not looked at all these questions, so I'm looking at it for the first time. If I get one that's, we'll say silly, I won't use the word stupid, we'll say a silly question, then I am going to put on my top hat to answer it. And I might answer it in a very unusual way. I don't know if I'll use that voice, we'll see. I'm kind of gonna improv here, guys. And then if we get a question that's more tech related, I'm gonna grab my Foxit 417 Fox hat for that question. I'm gonna channel Michael over there a little bit. I'm not gonna channel Matt. For one, I don't have his hat, and two, it's hard to channel Doc Fox from Fox Resto. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I'm really excited. I haven't done one of these in a while. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna cover the Instagram questions first. So, I didn't say, by the way, if it's just a regular question, I probably won't put either hat on. If it's just like a for me question, I'll just answer it like this. By the way, if you wanna participate in one of these in the future, be sure you're following me on one of my social media platforms. I do have links to all those down in the description below. You can just click that description box. All kinds of things are down there, check it out. Would you get one of those modern Mustangs one day, like a GT500 or a GT350? My dad actually owned a 2012 GT500 that I really enjoyed. I would say never, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. It's really not what this channel is about, so probably not. Also, I really like having a manual, so if I did get one, it couldn't be the new 2020 GT500. I always did like the GT350, the newer ones. Probably not, but I'm not gonna rule it out. Are you going to Mustang Week? If you're a regular of the channel, you know I am. We were really close. So that's actually a good question though, considering my current state, right? But I should be all better by that time. We're filming this, I'm still several weeks out. In fact, I should have some built up immunity, right, from this. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I will be at Mustang Week. That is the plan. I'll be at the Fox Resto booth. And I think Tiffany's gonna come too. We're gonna go down probably Tuesday and we're gonna be there all week. I think we're coming back Sunday maybe. It's definitely gonna be a retro meet Wednesday night. So if you are also gonna be at Mustang Week, come out, I'll be at the events. It's gonna be a blast. It's actually my first one. I've never done Mustang Week before. So I'm really looking forward to it. If you are coming to Mustang Week, let me know down below in the comments. Here's a good one. What got you into FOXBODY Mustang? Basically my cousin, I had a cousin that was about 5 years older than me. And he owned 2 or 3 FOXBODYs, like right when they came out. My cousin came over to my grandmother's house. I was staying at grandma's house for the weekend. And yeah, he brought the Mustang over. And then he had another one. And it wasn't just Mustang, it was FOXBODY. Of course, we didn't call them back then. We called them 5.0s. I fell in love at that point and riding with them. And then I always wanted one. You know, and also at high school, there was maybe 3 or 4 kids that had them. I went to a very small high school, only like 24 people in my graduating class. But there was 3 or 4 the people that could drive that had them too. GTs. I was always in love with the GT and particularly the convertible. And so yeah, that's kind of how I fell in love with it. It was just the cool car when I was of that age. That was the main reason why. I've never stopped loving them, obviously, as you guys can see. This next one's actually from my wife, Tiffany. She said, would you have taken on NEMESIS if you'd have known how big of a project it was before you started? What do you regret about learning to work on FOXBODYs and what are you thankful for? That's for my wife, yeah. I would start with a thankful for. I'm thankful for you, honey. Thankful for you. I miss you, but I am distancing myself to keep you from getting sick. I'm thankful that you worked on Nemesis. Would I have taken on if I would have known? Probably not. If I would have known that it needed a cow, I probably would not have taken it on. And what do I regret about learning to work on Fox bodies? What do I regret about it? Anything I've learned that I don't regret? Maybe I regret knowing that Russ was there and having to weld because that project's not done yet. But no, I really don't. That part is fine. It's not that. It's just the amount of time it takes to develop the techniques and stuff. So anyway, thanks for helping out the QA bit. She helped out one way or another, right? Somebody said, stay safe and get well. I still need to know more about FOXBODY. Me too. Who helps to keep you motivated? Personally, not personally, and car community related. Car community, it's all of you guys that watch. It's the other creators out there that I watch. It's Matt from Fox Resto. Personal motivation, mainly it's me. I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform. Actually, that's why I'm doing this video right now. I made a commitment that I was gonna make it to 3 years of not missing an upload, and I really didn't feel initially like doing this video, but I've got no content to put out if I don't do it, and I want to meet that goal, right? So I just set goals as personal motivation, do whatever I can to meet those, and I think that that's probably my biggest driver. And I think that kind of covers not car community as well. So most of my motivation is personal. Of course, family, you know, I do have a wife and 4 children, so they motivate me, but really, when I fail or don't meet what my goals are, I blame myself the most. So I'm also an Enneagram type 3. If you guys know anything about the Enneagrams, I'll put the word up here on the screen in case you want to Google search it, but I'm a type 3, and I think those really help. But if you know anything about the type 3s, they are really motivated by success and accomplishment and those kind of things, and they can be tough to deal with sometimes, but I'm definitely a type 3. Tiffany is a type 4, so you can look that up and see what that dynamic is like. What is my favorite Fox body ever? Like ever? It's probably my own. It's probably TARHEELFOX, right? It's my favorite one, but I think you probably mean more in general, like all the ones made out there and stuff. To that, I'm gonna say the 89 Celine SSC. That is probably, if I had unlimited funds, unlimited money, that's probably one I would get. I love that car. I did a review of it on the channel. One of my favorite videos to date. Actually, I think that was 2 videos. And that is the Instagram questions. So let's move on to Facebook. All right, I did not use either hat so far, so I'm not doing pretty good. I guess I didn't have any silly questions and I didn't have any like Fox body tech questions. So there we go. Finally got Facebook up. Can you guys tell me, like, I don't know how some of you guys like Facebook. I cannot even like get the post. I just don't get the platform. Anyway, are you gonna put a cage in Nemesis? Actually, yeah, that is the plan. Since I'm gonna make it a road race car, track car, I'm gonna put a cage in it. So, yep. All right. I thought this was a Fox body tech question, but no, we have our first sort of silly question. I spoke with Matt about rebuilding my 31-year-old A9L, and I'm curious if while he's in there, if he could add an extra hamster or 2. I will try to get Matt to put double hamsters in your A9L when he rebuilds it. Absolutely, absolutely. That's a guy, that one made me laugh. Who is your favorite yellow Fox body owner? Could this have possibly been from Yellow Fox Body Guy? Camaro Man, Willie, Camaro Man. In your recent video where Matt inspects the convertible, he finds an issue with the top not opening on its own. It needs a little help folding at its first point. I had the same issue and was curious if he has parts to fix it. Thanks. The truth is, I don't know. I haven't seen Matt in a couple weeks. Best thing to do, if you guys have like a parts question, if he has a part, is just give him a call, Fox Resto a call. I'll go ahead and put their number up on the screen here so you can see that, or you can email them as well. I'll put the email address up too, that you can email Matt. And that's the best way to find out. He might have top frames to sell. I'm not sure if he does, to be honest. We got another silly one. All right. Here we go, here we go. Hopefully I'm putting this on the right way. Has anyone ever told you that you sound like Dane Cook? I watch your channel and every time that's all I think, man, that guy sounds like Dane Cook. I even mentioned it to Hick's house.
I am Dane Cook.
I have been told I look like him in the past. Sound like him, maybe a time or two. Usually it was look like him, but that was before. That was before old Gearhead started packing on the pounds. If you've been around since the beginning of the channel, or if you've gone back and watched some of my old videos, you can see how I have literally put on the weight. Yeah, that is something actually I think a little bit's come off with being sick, so that's maybe a benefit so far. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you think I look like or sound like Dane Cook. It's something I get. I don't quite see it. I kind of see it. Anyway. All right, and that is Facebook. So we are left just with the YouTube questions. So let me go to my YouTube post. I can probably do this one in real time as I'm talking to you guys very quickly. Yes, YouTube is the easy platform. Discuss how and what you need to get these cars to idle without surging using the EEC system and not messing with the idle screw. Discuss the best clutch cable quadrant setup for smooth stock-like operation. Discuss the computer issues and how likely they are bad at 30 years old. Okay. Well, this one definitely requires my 417 Fox hat shirt, which he made this a custom color for me right away. EEC computers, if they need to be rebuilt or not, you know, there's some that are 30 years old that probably don't. Most of these questions are probably from Matt at Fox Resto. While I work with him, he doesn't run the channel, right? We just do a lot together. So you probably want Matt to answer most of these questions. I'm gonna try since Matt isn't here. But yeah, as far as the computer and the age, they don't all have to be rebuilt being 30 years old. Probably a majority do. But Matt takes a look at a computer, and if nothing's wrong with it, I think he charges you, it's a very minimal fee. I don't remember the exact price, and then he sends it back. He does not charge you the full price if he looks at it and it's fine. And some are fine. He looked at my computer in TARHEELFOX, which was how many years old now? It's 89, so what is that? That's it's over 30 years old yet, like 32 years old or something. Nothing had to be done to my computer, and we got it tuned. It's got a super chips in it, so it can happen. It can happen. As far as the clutch cable quadrant setup, I have an adjustable quadrant. I have a Stita clutch cable. I think the adjustable quadrant I got is, it might also be a Stita, and I don't have any issues with those. The Stita one I put on recently, but yeah, it's no trouble. That works fine. And then the idle surging, I think that's mainly in the tune, but it also could be in your sensors. It could be in your computer. There's so many things that can mess with the idle. That one's hard to pinpoint. Matt tried to adjust the idle on mine recently, and it was not adjusting correctly. I think we did this a few months back. The next thing that we were gonna try on mine was to replace the IAC, my idle air control valve, but we did not get to that, and I haven't really dove back into that one, so to speak. But you know what, maybe that's a video we'll do on the channel here in the future, is troubleshooting idling. I don't know, we'll see. Do you or the other Matt know what the B/R stands for on the firewall vacuum tree? I'm not even sure the Florida engineers know. I don't know. I don't know. If someone knows, put it down in the comments. Matt's not here, obviously, but it was another FOXBODY tech question, so get my 417 hat on there. This one is nuts. I'm gonna take it back off. When can I bring my 85 convertible to the shop so Matt can roast my car and tell me how much money I need to sell my actual body parts for to fix it? Being an 85, I know he'll love every inch of it. Yes, Matt's favorites are the 85. You can do that whenever you want. I know you're local, buddy. That's poor performance. Well, I guess not whenever you want. You have to call him and see and schedule an appointment. But yeah, he loves 85s. You should do that. It is a service he's offering. You guys, anybody that's local, they can bring it in. He does charge for it, but again, give him a call. Shoot him an email to find out the details. What makes the notchbacks better? Doesn't it have less weight in the back, and wouldn't it make the tires spin easier than hatches or convertibles because of loss of traction? Sorry if it sounds rude, I'm just curious. Nah, it's not a rude question. Actually, that's a fine question. The notchbacks are lighter, so less weight. That can be traction issues, I guess, versus a hatch or convertible. I don't have any traction issues in my convertible. Part of that's the tires. And I think that's the main part, is the tires and just how well you hook up. You know, if you get the suspension right. I had a video on the channel recently, an orange notch, and he had drag suspension, drag springs, and that thing hooked great. He also had a big tire. So I think personally it comes down more to tire and suspension than it does, you know, being too lightweight on the rear. That's why they're more desirable though, because they do weigh less. And if you get all those other components, your tires and your suspension dialed in, that lightweight, you're gonna move. You're gonna move on out. Who is your daddy and what does he do? This is from Drum's Toolbox. I'm gonna have to put this hat on for this question, bud. I don't, who's your daddy? I can't tell if it's a joke or not. I can't tell if it's a joke. If you're serious and you really don't know, my dad, I've had a video about him on the channel before, and it's my favorite video that I've ever made. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a card to it right up there. You guys can click on it. Real short summary of it is my dad was into cars as well, and he was a paraplegic in a wheelchair. He was in a wheelchair for pretty much all my life, from the time I was 3 until 36 when he passed away. So I definitely got my passion, my cars from him, and the green truck you see in the videos is Dad's. So I really encourage you to go check out that video if you haven't seen it. But that comment just made me laugh. Who's your daddy? I probably, yeah, I don't know what you meant there, bud, but there you go. Okay, another FOXBODY tech question. R12 AC system isn't working. Should he attempt to repair that or to convert to R134? Honestly, the conversion to R134 is super easy. Matt and I talked about it once on video, and I never put that video out because it was so brief, but it's something that we may cover in the future, but the conversion's not bad. I would definitely recommend converting to R134A. Go ahead and just get on that new system and get it fixed up. Also, it might be that, you know, there's nothing really wrong with your old system unless you're just saying it's discharged, it doesn't have any R12. I get that. But yeah, I would convert. Any plans to build a high horsepower street strip car? Yes, that is exactly pretty much what NEMESIS, my SSP, is going to be. I do plan to drive on the street sometimes. I know I'm saying it's a track car, it's going to be mainly focused on track, but I'm going to drive it to Mustang week, guys, so you can't get more. That's like 3 hours from here. I'm not going to enjoy that drive, but yeah, I'll do that. I say driving to Mustang week, not this year, right? That'll be next year, hopefully 2022. Would you ever consider getting a different body style other than a Fox, a body style Mustang? And yeah, I would. The main one I would consider is the S197 right now. If I was having to go out there, probably the 10 to, not the 10, sorry, the 10s had the Coyotes, but the 13, 14s, I love that front end, or any of the GT500s. GT500, the first year was like 07 all the way up to what was last year, like 14 or something, and maybe they didn't have it a year or two in there in between, I can't remember, but that is probably where what I would get would be the next one, is the S197. This is the question on the rear spoilers, cheese graters or not cheese graters? I think it means, what do I feel about rear spoilers, and do I like cheese graters or not? I love the cheese graters. I'm a save the graters guy, just like my buddy Harris, Lucrative. I rocked him in TARHEELFOX for years. Love the cheese graters. As far as spoilers, I like the Serpinator spoiler. I like pretty much anything. There's not a spoiler I don't think I would like on a Fox. My favorite is obviously the Cobra. I like the Selene as well, so yeah, anytime you can put on a spoiler on a Fox, I love it. This one says Ford 302 versus 351 exhausts. Maybe you're asking which one sounds better. I just think you can't beat that classic 5.0 sound, 302, but they're pretty close. I like pushrod sound in general. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a toss-up. I guess if I was forced to choose, I'd go 302. What is the paint color of the Fox body on this post? Talking about TARHEELFOX. That was what I put out for my questions. I will go ahead and give you guys the paint code. I'll put it up here on the screen and let you guys know, and check it out if you want to. It was actually based off of a BMW color. It's a little bit lighter, but that's what they used as the base. And they made it a little bit lighter there at Our Dream Auto. And I love it, obviously. All right, and that's it. That's everything in the Q&A. You guys, honestly, you were pretty easy on me. No real tough ones. A couple of sort of silly ones, but no straight out, stupid ones at all. I covered everything pretty much. I thought it was good. I'm glad to get this video out. We'll probably do another one in about a year. Honestly, the questions have really tapered off. They've gotten pretty small. And I guess that's just because I must be pretty open with what I'm doing on the channel, or incredibly boring. One or the other. But if you're still watching at this point in the video, I really want to thank you. I am committed to making it 3 years without missing any uploads, 2 times a week. Gonna do that no matter what. I did kind of shoot myself in the foot in a recent video. I think that's why I ended up here. I said I was really gonna start working on NEMESIS. Well, I'll just roll the clip. Next 2-3 weekends, I'm actually gonna be working on it. Yeah, and of course, after I said that, I got sick. Isn't that how this things work? You have a plan, and I'm still dealing with it a little bit, guys. You can probably hear it in my voice, so thanks for hanging in there. But there you go, guys. That's a wrap. So if you hung in here this long, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, because I do upload 2 times a week, every Sunday and Wednesday, so you kind of like consistent content. Also, maybe just give me another shot, because I know this wasn't probably the best video in the world. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you here next time on Gearhead 704. idler control valve. I really messed that one up. IAC, the Eider air. Bloopers for sure. Would you have taken on NEMESIS if you know? That's why she's not using the good English here. The good English, neither am I. All right, and that is it. That is everything in the QFA. What is the QFA?